Welcome back to yet another video about whatever on the beautiful river on a mid-July day, 2014. Oh man, there hasn't been a full day of sun for almost a month. I want me some sun when it's summer. You got that? So I'm here today in this particular video to talk about, I don't know how loud that is on the camera. Geez, we got some, let's see, I'm just trying to see where I can get through here coming up. So I'm here to talk about something that I kind of ended the last video with, if you've watched it, which is something I didn't really even realize until, God, maybe I was in my early, mid, or late 20s, that I was always this way, but never actually realized it until, you know, I just said early, mid, or late 20s, which is I'm a one-on-one kind of a person, meaning not in a sexual way. Well, that too, I guess, but I mean, I'd mess around with two girls. Anyway, without branching off, even with two, I'd probably still prefer one girl in a sexual way, even, you know, although I'd be open to trying to, you know, just to try it. So, but this is not a video about sex. It's a video about one-on-one person in relation to just hanging out with someone. The thing that got me thinking about it is the last video I did. I talked about hanging out with, meeting my lesbian friend and her girlfriend on the bike trail to bike, and I guess this video is just to talk about how, you know, my feelings about two or more on one interaction and why I guess I don't really like it. I've always felt, without I guess necessarily even knowing it, that when you have two or more on one, when you're, you know, in the midst, when you're socially hanging out or in the midst of two or more people, what I've kind of witnessed is obviously the most dominating personality is going to take point, if you will, kind of take charge. You know, it's a situation that I think just happens on its own, and I tend, for whatever reason, in groups of two or more other people, to kind of, I don't know, kind of shut down, I guess, or just become quieter than I normally would. It's almost like, you know, I guess it's almost, somehow it's like daunting or something. It's like, I don't know how to describe it for me. It's just like, well, what's the point if, it's not so much like I got two or more against me. I don't think it's against me. But I guess it's just, I guess I'm just not interested in competing for a moment to talk, I guess. And like I say, I mean, usually, whether it's, you know, they know the dominating people know they're doing it, or if it's just automatic for them, if you have a group, you know, you'll have these dominators of it, whether it's intentional or not on their part. And then, you know, I guess maybe I'm a little more of I suppose I'm a little more of an introverted person, so obviously they're introverted people in a group situation are going to fade into the background and therefore end up not even really being acknowledged, which is like, why are you even there in the first place kind of deal. So I guess that's my personal stance on, you know, dealing with two or more people, and why I like one-on-one. If you're one-on-one, it's like the perfect balance of, you know, Well, here's an interesting thing I just thought of. What about 2-on-2? Because back in the day when, like, this happened very briefly, back when I had a girlfriend, like, we'd get together on a few occasions with my friend and his girlfriend. And what's interesting about 2-on-2 is because it's your girlfriend and he's with his girlfriend, it's almost like it's a one-on-one. I just thought of this right now. And like I say, I haven't, had so much experience with this. That's why I didn't really think about it beforehand. But 2-on-2, if you're intimate with the other person you're with, in a way, depending on, I guess, the personality of you and your girlfriend or your whatever partner, but it's like, because you and your partner are kind of connected, mind and body to a certain extent. So it's like you're not necessarily so much two people. I mean, you are, but not completely. So that's an interesting dynamic. But like I say, I haven't really experienced it, time check, that much. Because even when I did have a girlfriend, it was only literally just a few times that me and her got together with a friend of mine and his girlfriend. Because, back when I knew this guy, the chance of both of us having a girlfriend at the same time was a small window. And also me knowing him was not the biggest window. So that's why I don't have much experience with it. So I guess I'd rather do like me and my girlfriend on someone else in there, not in a sexual way, in a social way or whatever, but to me that's almost in a weird way like one-on-one. Because I don't know, it all depends on the personalities of those involved. If the girls end up, focusing on each other and talking to each other, then the two guys might likewise do that. So it does become a set of two one-on-one situations. Like I say, the more people you add to the equation, the more obviously complicated it gets. That's why I'm really not interested in stuff that's, a lot of people. I can remember going to, well, first of all, whenever I had like a quote-unquote birthday party, my birthday, I'd always have, ever since I was a kid, I always had invited one friend to the birthday party. And it didn't occur to me until years and years and years later that, I actually was, when I was a kid, invited to at least 2 birthday parties of other kids. And of course, it was a group of kids. And this is exactly what happened. I would not necessarily be interested in partaking in what everyone else was doing. I can remember this one kid had this, video game system or something that I was like, oh, cool. It was like one of the games I went away and played in his room while they were all doing stuff no, it's not Asteroids. It was, oh shit, I can't remember. It's that one where you're like going like this and it's, I don't know. I don't think it's Destroyer. It's like you're in a spaceship, but you're not in space. It's like you're gliding along the lunar surface or something, and you got to shoot things on the ground and ahead of you. And oh my gosh, it's a war. It's a wild. I'm trying to think of something funny. I can't think of shit. So it's 9:15. So that was something I didn't realize until much later, that holy cow, when I had quote-unquote birthday parties when I was a kid, and this several times, 3 times for sure, maybe even more, I only had one kid over. Or, let me say that again, I only had one kid over. And versus normal or quote-unquote average kids having a group of kids. And that's a good example of how I'm different from the average normal people, and ever since, obviously that goes back to that's just my whole life. I never, it's not like I ever invited all kinds of kids and there was a moment, there was something that happened and from then on I only invited one. No, it never occurred to me to invite more than one kid for birthday. you know, because I'm a one-on-one person. I've always been that way right out of the womb, you know. That's me coming out of the womb. So I don't know, we got probably about not so much time left, 4 minutes or so. So that was a topic that I actually thought of, that I had thought of previously, but I had become reminded of it in the video that was uploaded prior to this one. The one-on-one, you know, me being a one-on-one person more than a group person. And another thing, if I can briefly say, I find that happens in group situations is that the more people you have, it seems to be the more marginalized and stupid the whole group becomes. Because in a way, depending on the personalities you have, like they all kind of assimilate into one mass stupid lump of people. You know, it's like when you have a big concert and you have a big group of people just trashing shit, or I don't know. It's just what I've personally. This is really calm, this area. This is like a bit of water there's an island in between the main river and this part, and this is really calm. If it were freaking warm like it's supposed to be in mid-July, I could swim here. But I think, I shan't be swimming. Plus, shit, in the river, man, there's these big, huge turtles. You don't know what the hell's in the river. I mean, you always see a lot of these big, like, flat, wide turtles on logs in the river that are just, like, huge. So, I don't know if I'd be too keen on, you know, and then plus the water's so, you can't see anything in the water, it's so dirty. Just, you know, whatever. So that'll be my video, I guess, on one-on-one. I don't know what I'll call it. Call this video. One-on-one interact. I don't know what the hell to call it. It's called something, though. So thanks for watching this video on one-on-one preference. And I don't know, let's just, as much as I guess we want to give up, or I don't know if you do or not, I guess, I don't know, for now anyway, we just keep the nose to the grindstone and keep freaking going. I don't know why. I guess we're too young to give up quite yet, I don't know. Thanks for watching.